once again I am present with you all with another video for the students of class 10th CBSE board on the topic poem Animals, composed by the poet Walt Whitman. So let us start with this poem. In this poem, the poet has tried to bring out the contrast between the animals and the human beings. According to the poet, animals are far better than human beings in today's scenario. Why does the poet think like this? The poet thinks like this because he himself feels that animals have better virtues in comparison to human beings, and that is why he himself wants to turn himself into an animal form so that he may enjoy the company of animals. And that is why whenever he sees the animals, he stops there and keeps on watching at them for long and long. Why does the poet feel that animals are better than human beings? Because he feels the animals are placid and self-content. This means the animals are calm, silent, quiet, and they are self-satisfied. To bring out more contrast, more differences between the animals and human beings, to prove it that animals have better virtues than human beings, the poet has tried to tell us that animals, they do not sweat and whine. They do not make any complaints. They do not cry for what they do not have. They are satisfied with what they have. Actually, if we talk about human beings, this is the human tendency that they have clothes to wear, they have food to eat, they have houses as a shelter, but still they are not satisfied. Other than it, they have lots of things for their comfort. Still they are not satisfied, and they always keep complaining, keep crying that their life is not running properly as they want. They are never satisfied with the life. But on contrary, just opposite to human beings, animals are always satisfied. They do not complain, they do not cry for what they do not have. And human beings, throughout the day, when they keep on doing a lot of work, but at the end of the day, when they go to bed for sleeping, they remember what have they done and the works they have performed throughout the day. Out of them, some of the works had been good, some works had been bad. And when they think about their bad works, their wrong works, their wrongdoings that are called sins, they keep waking throughout the night thinking about them. But animals, whatever they do, whatever they not do, it does not matter what have they done. Whatever they have done, they never think again over it. That is why they do not lie awake throughout the night. They have a good sleep, unlike human beings. Again, human beings, what do? Human beings always have the fear of God. They always keep on talking about their duties towards God. Whenever they perform any work, whenever they feel they have done some wrong deeds, they always get fearful of the existence of God, or they got fearful of the punishment by the God, as it is told by many human beings. And after that, they suggest different duties to God to perform to get rid of those problems. And the poet feels this discussion about duty to God makes him feel sick. But on other hand, the animals, they do not discuss about their duties to God. And next to it, if we talk about human tendency, another human tendency is to run after materialistic things. they always keep on collecting the things for their more comfort level. Means, as you can see, once a human being gets arranged for their proper house, after that he thinks about its finishing, then comfort zone, it needs to have a fan, after that for going here and there he needs a car. Okay, this is how he always keeps thinking about his own comfort level, and he keeps running after materialistic things for his comfort. But the animals, they do not find their comfort in materialistic things. They are not crazy like human beings to collect materialistic things for their comfort. And this thing also makes the poet feel that animals are far better than human beings. After that, the poet talks about the equality among animals that does not exist among human beings. In animals, you can see none of the animal kneels before another animal. Kneels means bends down or shows his respect to any other animal. Although there is a respect among the animals, but they do not bow down before another animal or the animal of their own kind who lived thousands of years ago, like we can say their ancestors. So they need not to bow down before their ancestors or before any other animal, just because every one of them have equal respect. Therefore, the poet says that none of them are unhappy or dissatisfied over whole earth. And this is how, showing these good qualities, having the equality among them, somehow these animals show their relations to human beings, and this relation is very happily accepted by the poet. Just take an example of our pets. Okay, just take two examples of pets. One is the pet as a dog, and second is a cat. Out of the two, dog is considered to be very faithful, whereas cat is not as faithful as the dog is. Still, whatever relation they show, dog shows a relation of faithfulness, we accept him in that sense, whereas the cat, it does not show the relation in that respect of faithfulness. So the image of the cat is accepted, is made in our mind in that way, and we accept the cat in that manner. So this is how this relationship shown by the animals is accepted in the same manner. This is how the poet feels that these good qualities of showing equality or kindness, not bowing to others, not showing others as smaller than other one, means they have the equal status in their societies. Okay, so these are some of good virtues that the poet feels that they have got from somewhere. These are the tokens. Tokens means a symbol of good virtues like kindness, like selflessness. So these are some good qualities of animals which the poet finds in them, and the poet is surprised from where have they got such nice qualities. I think the poet feels that they have got these qualities from human beings, because many years back, if we think about the human beings, they were also very compassionate, they were also very kind, selfless. But right now, just because of in the run of gathering more and more things for their happiness, they are running behind materialistic things, and they are leaving behind the good natural qualities that they had. But they are leaving behind these natural qualities, they are not in vain. They have been somehow accepted by the animals, and they are still pursuing those good qualities, as the poet feels. But the poet also feels, where have they got it? They have got them from the human beings, because we had passed that way many years ago, and negligently, very carelessly, the human beings have dropped them. Why have they dropped them? Because they had been careless. They gave the importance to the materialistic things more than these natural qualities, search their enjoyment in materialistic things. So this is how this poem creates a good scene among human beings and animals to show how human beings have dropped their good qualities which they possessed many years ago, but right now in the run of their comfort, or they are feeling these materialistic things are giving them more happiness than those natural qualities, they have dropped them, and the animals, they are still following those qualities and are appearing to be happier than human beings. Let's talk about the literary devices, the poetic devices the poet has used in it. First of all, let us check the rhyming scheme of the poem. If we check the rhyming scheme of the poem, you will find none of the line ends with the same musical ending. All of them have different ending. They do not rhyme together. The last word of each line does not rhyme with any of the line. So this is how we can say this poem has been written in a free verse. Other than it, if we talk about the figures of speech which have been used in it, very first figure of speech that you will find in the very first line, that is assonance. What is assonance? Assonance is found where there is a repetition of vowel sound in a line. So in the first line you can see there is a repetition of the vowel sound I. So this is how there is an assonance, and after that there is another literary device used in this poem, that is anaphora. What is anaphora? Anaphora is a literary device that is generally found in poems when two consecutive lines or more than two consecutive lines, they start with the same word, and if you go through the poem you will find at several places that two continuous lines, they start with same word. So this is a literary device like anaphora. It has also been used in this poem widely by the poet. After that, if we talk about metaphor, this poem is also an example of metaphor. How it is an example of metaphor? Because at two places. First of all, sweat and wine. Sweat and wine does not give the literary word. It does not give the exact meaning that is produced by the word. Actually, it is giving the meaning in the sense of crying and complaining. So this is how it gives a sense of metaphor over here. After that, if we talk about another word, that is token. Token is something, it is a kind of a number that is generated to you when you are somewhere, you are going somewhere. It is a waiting number. But here token means our good virtues that we earlier had, but right now we have negligently dropped and animals have adopted them. So tokens is a symbol for our good virtues like kindness, like compassion, like politeness, selflessness. So this is how there is another figure of speech metaphor over here. Next to it, if we talk about alliteration, there is alliteration also. What is alliteration? The same consonant sound, if it is repeated two or more times in the same line, there is an alliteration. So you will find the examples of alliteration also in this poem. And one more is repetition. Repetition happens when the same word occurs two or more times in the same line. So if you look your first stanza, you will find there is a repetition of the word long, long and long. So it has occurred as a repetition. So this is how all the poetic devices has been used in this poem very nicely by the poet to give it a very attractive look. I feel you all must have understood it very nicely. Thank you very much. And one more request right now before I wind up my session. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Don't forget to like my videos. And please keep sharing my videos among your friends. Thank you very much.